Hey friends, I hope you're all doing well on this lovely Wellness Wednesday. I'm so excited for today's topic. We are going to talk about how to glow up in 2024 Wellness Edition. So let's get started on today's makeup look. This is Mental Health and Makeup. I want to break down today's topic into different categories. Let's start with hygiene. In addition to our daily shower, I really want to focus on moisturizing our skin. I want you to research a good moisturizer based on your skin's needs. And I want you to moisturize all over, not just the spots that you can see, like your legs if you're wearing shorts, or your arms if you have on short sleeves. Moisturize all over. And I also want you to focus on staying hydrated, because the more water you drink, the better the elasticity of your skin. And skin elasticity combats dryness. The thing about having dry skin is dry skin tends to age faster. Increasing your water intake obviously has a lot of benefits. For the purposes of your hygiene, we're going to increase our water intake so that our skin is more moisturized and youthful. One hygiene pro tip I want to share with you guys is to start consuming chlorophyll. Now, there are companies that offer chlorophyll in a capsule. I personally take my chlorophyll in drops that I add to my water. So it's almost like killing two birds with one stone, because I'm getting my water intake and I'm also adding chlorophyll to it. So what chlorophyll does is it neutralizes body odor from the inside out. If you go online, you can see these commercials with people talking about they just ran a mile and they're very sweaty, but their sweat doesn't smell like anything. So that actually is true. Chlorophyll really does help neutralize body odor. So you want to add that daily. With some hygiene products, remember that less is more. So for example, with deodorant, you don't want to cake deodorant on. Just a couple of swipes will do the job. And actually, if you put on too much, you risk clogging your pores and you have a bigger problem later on down the line. Now that you're fresh and clean, I want you to do some research into some very highly rated fragrances. I mean, the fragrances that people are really raving about. I really like to layer two fragrances together that are complementary. You pick whatever works for you. But I want the overall goal to be that every time you leave the house, you're in the position to get a compliment for how good you smell. Now let's move on to beauty. My goal for all of us this year is to keep our foot on the gas. Take pride in how you look when you leave the house. No, I'm not talking about full glam going to the grocery store. But when you wake up, get yourself ready for the day. Are you clean? Are you dressed? Is your face washed and presentable? Some things that can help you feel put together with minimal daily effort include lash extensions, microblading, dermaplaning, getting facials regularly. These are services that can help you have that I woke up like this energy without having to do all the work. Now, obviously you can get up and do a face full of makeup, but I would imagine that for people with a busy life, that's probably a lot of work. If you have somewhere to go, look like you're there on purpose. Put some time and effort into how you present to the world. You're going to feel better for it. And when you feel better, you're going to be at the top of your game. Okay, let's talk finances. This is where I implore you, please have a budget. I think people hear the word budget and they think like, oh, well, I don't want a penny pinch, or I'm not broke, I'm not making a budget. But realistically, a budget helps you make your money go where you want it to go. Here's how you make a budget. I want you to write down all of your income, everything that comes in after taxes. And then I want you to make a list of all of your expenses. When you make that list of all of your expenses, write the amount and the date that it's due. I would encourage you to put this in order based on the date. I want you to open 2 checking accounts and a savings account. Now, you might already have these open. That's fine. Total up all of your monthly expenses, and whatever that total is, I want you to have that much directly deposited into one of your checking accounts. This is going to be your bill account. But I want you to add $100 to that number, just as a nice little cushion in case something comes in higher than you're anticipating. Everything that's left, I want you to put in the other checking account, which is your spend account, and you decide how much it makes sense for you to put into your savings account. So for example, if your income is $5,000 a month after taxes, your expenses are $3,500, you've got $1,500 in your spend account, and maybe you would choose to save $500, keep $1,000, and that would be your total $5,000 a month. The most important part of your budget is that you stick to it. This is the opportunity for you to learn to tell yourself no. This, I think, is where most people struggle because we want what we want when we want it. Next, the goal is to increase how much money you have coming in. Do a Google deep dive about examples of side hustles that you can start. There are so many examples out there. You make a list about which ones could work for you and which ones maybe that you even enjoy so that it doesn't feel like you're working all the time. And now I want you to go online, open up a Roth IRA account to opt to invest that money so that it grows over time. Next, let's talk about health. I feel like this is a really big one. That's why so many people make their New Year's resolution something health related. I want to lose weight. I want to gain muscle mass. I want to eat healthier. Because how we feel really does reflect how we behave and how productive we can be. The first thing I want you to do is create a daily routine that includes cardio, some light weightlifting, some mobility stretches and exercises, because we want to keep our body going. Next, I want you to create a vitamin regimen that is specific to whatever your needs are. This is once again something you can find on Google. I know, guys, I'm referencing Google a lot, but you have to understand that so much of what we need to know is free information on Google now. Yes, it can take some time for you to find reliable information, but trust me, you're worth the investment. Now, when it comes to food, I don't care what size you are and what size you want to be. The thing that I want you to keep in mind is that you want to give your body fuel that is going to help you not only stick around for a long time, but accomplish your daily tasks. And lastly, stay hydrated. I know we've covered this in other sections, but it is so important to make sure that our joints and our muscles have the lubrication that it needs to keep us moving. I definitely feel like there's more that can be covered with this health section. However, everyone has different goals for their own health. Some people want to lose weight, some people want to gain weight, some people want to gain muscle, some people just want to be more active. As it relates to having a glow up from a wellness standpoint, I want to make sure that we are all taking care of our bodies, even if our end goal is different. So make sure that whatever your end goal is, you're still taking care of yourself and you're not trying to reach any of your goals in an unhealthy way. Lastly, let's talk about mental health and wellness. This year, I really want us all to be focusing on our self-talk and the messages that we send to ourselves. I want us to be keeping ourselves accountable while also giving ourselves grace. Look at it like this. If your best friend came to you because she made a pretty big mistake, you would probably tell her that she didn't do the right thing, but you would also tell her to forgive herself and move forward, making better choices. For some reason, we have a hard time talking to ourselves the same way we talk to other people that we care about. This is really the year for us to start being nicer to ourselves. Consider seeing a therapist if you've been struggling with your mental health. Call your insurance company and see what coverage you have for mental health treatment. Now is the perfect time to consider getting in good with Christ. Consider investing in this relationship, spending time with God, prayer, getting to know Him through reading the Bible, increasing your worship time. If you seek God first, all other things will come into alignment. Trust me on this one. Overall, you want to be creating balance between all areas of your life. So that means the personal relationship you have with yourself, how you perform at work, your family, your spouse, or your partner. Make sure that they're all getting pieces of you. So not one area is dramatically outweighing the rest. If we can do our best to stay up on these couple of different areas of wellness, it will significantly increase our ability to have a better year this year than we did last year. The most important thing is to consistently show up for yourself. So what that means is if you set a goal and then you find that you're having a hard time sticking to it, keep doing your best. Even if you keep trying and failing, you try again. Over the course of a year, you're more likely to be closer to your goal if every time you try, you fail, than if you're to not try at all. So my encouragement to everyone is to make sure you show up for yourself every day. Okay, guys, this is the finished makeup look. I hope you found today's glow up tips helpful, and I truly hope that you decide to make this year your best year yet. I almost guarantee you that if you show up for yourself on a consistent basis, this year will be better than last year. Set goals, execute them, keep track of your progress. With God's help, everything's going to work in your favor. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in for another mental health and makeup. I'll see you again next week.